We told you we'd come live when we have news. We do have news. We've got some breaking news. I'm actually on the road today, about to give a speech just in about an hour. But the fact is, the President of the United States, President Trump, has signed an executive order on an issue we discussed on radio yesterday, and that is the issue of refugees. In fact, Syrian refugee programs will stop immediately. In other words, no inflow coming in from Syria. There will be millions of dollars made available for, and probably hundreds of millions of dollars made available for in-country aid in Syria. In other words, the creation of safe zones. So that's number one. Number two, there are religious exemptions for this, including, which is the first time this has happened, Christians that are being persecuted in the area will also get protection and priority on coming in. Now, I say that because, as you know, it is less than 0.5% of the Syrian refugees or other refugees that have come in from the Middle East, the war-torn areas, have been Christians. The Christians have not been allowed access in under President Obama. That is about to change. It will also impact Yazidis, in other words, other religious minorities in the area, so they will be an ability to come in. The 7 countries that we've talked about on radio, there's also a freeze put in place there until such time. They're thinking it's going to take at least 4 to 6 months, until such time as the Department of Homeland Security, the FBI, and the CIA and other agencies, in other words, all the intelligence agencies together, will be able to verify that the system that's put in place, the verification system, in fact, can determine if someone is coming into the United States to cause a problem. So that is also part of this executive order. What's interesting about this comes on the heels of another executive order today, which is increasing military readiness. This took place at the Department of Defense literally just moments ago. So what we have, and I want to get everybody up to date on this, is another executive order. One we anticipated coming. It has now been issued. It is putting a halt on Syrian refugees into the United States indefinitely, until such time as all the verification procedures can be put in place. By the way, the visa waivers, where you don't have to do an in-person interview from other countries, that has now also been put on hold. In other words, you have to be interviewed before you get a visa. So that, I think, is another important move here. But in essence, what has happened is the president has put in place a system and a policy that's going to say we will allow refugees at such time as we can verify who they are. Until that time, we're going to protect Americans and protect America's borders. There is religious exemptions, as I mentioned. That'll be discussed more on Monday, but that has come out. So this is, again, breaking news. The executive order on the issue of refugees has come forward. We encourage you to share this with your friends right now as I talk about this. We're literally on the road. I mean, we just landed moments ago, and I'm about to do a speech in just a few minutes. And the fact is, we wanted to come to you right away to let you know exactly what's at play here, exactly what's at stake. An executive order has been signed by President Trump. It stops Syrian refugee flows immediately, puts a halt onto that indefinitely until there's a verification system in place. On those other 7 countries of concern, same type of situation. For those religious minorities that are being persecuted in the area, there will be in-region aid, and there are also some exemptions with this policy to allow Christians and Yazidis who have no safe haven capability. The reason these groups are given exemptions is because even if you create a safe zone in the region, it does not protect the Christians and other religious minorities, Yazidis, Christians, and others. They don't get protected. So that's why there's this exemption here. This was a bold move. I think it was an important move for our national security. So we're here with you, coming to you today. As I'm on the road, the guys were on radio, obviously this afternoon, and we'll be on this evening. But I wanted to let you know firsthand exactly what has happened here. So again, the executive order on refugee status has been issued by the president. It secures the ability to not allow in, at this point, Syrian refugees until such time as a verification process can be put in place. It allows for in-region aid to be increased significantly, but does allow exemptions for religious minorities that would not even obtain safety within these safe haven zones. Christians, Yazidis, and others, even in a safe haven zone, would not be protected. It does allow them to be protected. So that's going to be it. That's all we have right now. If there's more, we'll come back to you. That's why we love being able to come to you on Facebook and Periscope. And if there's more developments, we'll come to you.